Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the West and ending with Team 2 in the East. Starting off with Team 1's Northern player, we have in Ruby Red, it is Signal Runner playing as an Aeon. He is a 1400. Towards the middle of the map here, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Gingerbread Man. He is a Cybern. He is a 1900. To his southwest, we have in Orange Color Orange, it is Luca playing as a Cybern as well. He's a 2000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1. In Snow White, it is Katsu playing as an Aeon. He is an 1800. And to his south, we have in Barbie Pink, it is Dulaha playing as a Cybern. He is a 1300. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Cyberns and 2 Aeon. No UEF, no Seraphim Tech for Team 1. To the north here for Team 2. Starting off, we have in Imperial Gray, it is Razana playing as a Cybern as a 1500. In Stitch Blue to his south, we have Chap playing as an Aeon. He is a 1600. To his southeast, we have in Regal Purple, it is Mimics playing as a UEF. I believe the one, nope, not the only one UEF in the game. He is a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. To his southwest, we have in Lightish Red Pink, it is Balfron playing as a UEF. He is a 1600. And rounding out Team 2's lineup in the south, in Forest Green, the best color in all Supreme Commandom, it is Katawanga. He is a 1600. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Cyberns, 1 Aeon. No Seraphim Tech for Team 2, no Seraphim Tech for Team 1, which means there are no Seraphim players in this game. Apologies to those who love to arrive late, but love to also make a grand entrance. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 10 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, drumroll for me please, 6,600 mass. Isn't really a whole lot, but it does make about 600 mass per player. I mean, it's worth going for. It's better than the last match we had where there was 770 total mass on the map. But, you know, every map can't have 100, 200, 400,000 mass on the field. You know, some matches have to have less than that, of course. Taking a look at the max locations, though, there are a lot of them. There is a just splattering of the everything going on. There are a couple of clumps that should be talked about. Taking a look at Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 quad mech positions on the front line, one of them next to this little civilian position here. There's a 5-star mech position in the southwest. There's also a 5-star mech position in the northwest as well. There also is another set of civilian structures in the corners of the map. They include, you know, a couple of structures, very customarily, the radar system and an e-storage, a couple of AA T2s. So is it the best thing on the planet? No. But hey, you get some T2 AA out of it. Maybe you get the e-storage. So it's nothing too bad. And a radar system. So it's not that bad. Taking a look at where our players are headed off to in this game, there's really no lane. There's really no environment that'll impede movement. So it's just a flat box, 20 by 20. So realistically, there is no issues with that. There's a little bit of water in the corners, and there's a tiny bit of water in the middle of the map. So I don't even think could a player stand in that? Maybe he could, but I highly doubt that we'll see anybody hiding in the direct middle of the map. Speaking of players hiding and whatnot, let's take a look at where they are off to. We have 1 player in the north for Team 1, and it looks like the player for Team 2 in the north has not moved from his base yet. We have 1 player from Team 2 in the middle, 1 player from Team 1 moving towards the middle as well. We have 1 player in kind of the southern section starting to move to the middle, and then we have Team 1's Dulaha versus Team 2's Katawanga, who hasn't left his main base yet. So players on Team 2, I guess he's starting to move his comm in the north, and maybe we'll see Katawanga move. But pretty much everybody has left their main base in the game. And where is... he hasn't left his main base on as of yet for Mimic, so a little bit in favor of Team 1 for now, but it's not a crazy thing to say the air player is focusing on getting his air stuff online, so it's usually a just more common, more meta thing to do. We see the expansion mixes are all underway. We have some possible invasions, maybe of the little facility here shortly. There's a nice couple of T1 Aurora stacking up. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, there's a Fur inbound from Chap. Deal with the T1 PD. It looks like Team 1 and Team 2 just going to ignore the corner civilian structures for now. Not really going to invest too much time or energy to deal with that. We do see Team 1's and Team 2's player Verzona getting pretty close to one another. Team 1's comms almost, unilaterally have the middle of the map. We do see in the south, specifically Katsu, actually breaking past the vertical 50% mark. We do see gun upgrade has been started for Team 1's Dullaha in the south, and Katawonga has left his main base, starting to move to intercept the T1 spam from Dullaha. And again, it's just going to be a little bit of a slow burn in the beginning, but then things are going to get crazy after that. We do see Team 1's Luker starting to move a little bit closer to that civilian structure. His Team 1 PD emplacement taking out more of the defenses. I think he's going to move to take out the T1 PD there and try to keep as much of this online as possible. Sensor package started here for Chap in the middle. We'll give him a little bit more vision and whatnot in the middle, but of course not the speed upgrade on board, because that is the place of that. Range started for the north player of Signal Runner. Definitely a better move to go that first, considering it is a large 20 by 20 map and there's a lot of room to move around. Speed started here for Katawonga, in range, of course, on board his gun. And the gun for Team 1 to the hub will finish. I don't think he'll actually finish first. I think Team 2's Balfron will finish first. Yeah, he's at 80% and climbing. So the first upgrade of the match, or at least the main line upgrade, will be completed. Sensor package also built for Signal Runner in the north, coincidentally enough. He'll be able to fire at the same range, of course, of Razana, but not the same speed once that gun is done for him. And Luker has invaded the civilian structure in the south and is just clean slating it. He's not going to keep any of the emplacements here. I mean, the radar probably would have been nice, but I guess he does have a radar a little bit further back. Stealth started for Dullaha and gun almost done for Katawonga in the south. Katsu no upgrades yet. And possible combi-com action will soon occur. Signal Runner slowly pushing in. And you can see that he can see him, and you can see that he's on an upgrade, and he assumes it's gun. And that's what I would assume. Especially early this game, it's most likely going to be gun. And he's going to try to deny it. He's going to get close. There he goes. First shots are away. Razana will finish that upgrade very shortly, so we'll take a little bit loss in hit points. But going to start and immediately stop the stealth upgrade. And Signal Runner is out of there. Of course, it is an advantage for Team 2's Razana, because he can fire twice as fast as his opponent of Signal Runner, but of course that's due to the fact that Signal Runner has the sensor package online. Nano started for Balfron, gun done for him, gun started for Luker, and Katsu is falling back a little bit. In the north, continuing to just force back Signal Runner. Razana back up, not back up, but still in the green. Signal Runner has fallen into the yellow. So it will favor Team 1. There is a couple of units trying to run by this little position here for Signal Runner. The radar system not knocked out, fortunately for him, so he still has a little bit of idea of where those units are. Stealth started for Razana once again, and gun done for Luker. Nano almost done. Gun started for Gingerbread Man in the middle. T2 air facility is done, almost done T3 for Team 2. Team 1 already at T3 at 10 minutes. So a little bit in favor there for air deployment. But again, it's not a super crazy lead. And in a moment, that facility is done. So again, not a crazy lead. Even if Team 1 tried to go for first bomber, Team 2 would have ASFs deployed way before that would be an issue. So it's unfortunate, because we hardly see first bomber in casts. But hey, it does happen from time to time, and I love to see it when it happens. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes it's very deadly. So it's just kind of a mixed bag of results there. Advanced range started in the north for Signal Runner, and we have stealth started for Gingerbread as well. Advanced range started for Katsu, who's going to be facing Balfron here shortly. The upgrade should be fine. Oh, he will cancel it, though. He does not like the engagement from Balfron, so it decides to get out of there. Dullaha has stealth, and Katawonga does not in the south. Stealth done for Razana, and advanced range is halfway done in the north. Battlefront continuing to push in, and now we see Luker falling south to intercept. And it could be a 2-to-1 advantage here shortly if Battlefront does not start to leave. It does look like he's going to just cleave a part of the front line away and then maybe just go home. That's probably a better... Yep, he goes home immediately. He sees the comm inbound and goes, yeah, it's not really worth my time right now. Nano started for Dullaha in the south. Nano started for Rosanna in the north. And advanced range is almost done on Signal Runner's comm, who's almost back up into the green in terms of hit points. And no deaths as of yet for 12 minutes on the clock, so we'll see if everybody makes it past 20 minutes. In a 5v5 with a big open map like this, it's going to be risky if players start, you know, getting picked off on the sides especially, because you can start collapsing one entire front, and then it's just a hook maneuver around, and then that's it. It's just kind of clean slating it at that point. We have Senior Breadman pushing up with the stealth upgrade, Chap moving in with a sensor package upgrade, so he can see him, but he's not going to be able to fight back in the range or the speed department currently. And we do see he's kind of mimicking what Battlefront is doing. Battlefront getting into some disagreements with Team 1's Luker. Battlefront falling into almost the yellow. He is at 1-star veterancy. Probably will get to maybe 2 if he's lucky with these places inbound from Katsu. But Battlefront just trying to get back to base. Team 1 PD being spammed up immediately. Engineers not continuing construction efforts. It does look like 2 T2 PD emplacements are done. Maybe a third will be done in time. But we have some T1 bombers to maybe dissuade Luker, but that's going to do a tiny bit of damage. Nothing too crazy. Battlefront will get behind that T1 PD. He's almost at 2-star vet. Now he is at 2-star vet. Back into the green for now. And I'm going to zoom away just in case I miss anything. Nah, it's not really popping up yet, so we'll go back here. T2 Parashield is online. Battlefront is going to lose his frontline base. T1 bombers overhead. Still annoying Luker's comm specifically. Katsu is the one closer. He doesn't have the speed upgrade, so it's not as bad. It could be, you know, twice as fast essentially. And Battlefront does have Nano 50, sorry, not 50, but 62 hit points on board per second for him. And Luker now falling into the yellow, does have some ASFs to deal with the incoming bombers, or returning bombers I should say. But there is a interceptor that really did not like that bomber. And Battlefront will make it home. He will lose a little bit of the front line, but again, nothing too crazy was lost. He does have a couple of Titans nearby to help assist with retreat efforts. And Luker's going to start scooping up some T1 PD emplacements and wall sections being blown up for whatever reason. In the north, we have a similar conflict. We have a Signal Runner versus Rosanna T2 PD online. For Signal Runner targeting the comm specifically. Comm gets a nice little... I thought he got a vet there. Maybe not. It looked like he got a boost in hit points, but it could have just been a trick of the eye. T2 and T1 units surrounding Signal Runner's comm. He is DED, and he is not going to make it home for dinner. He has to break his promise to his kid that he met, or not met, but he saw this morning about coming home. The Signal Runner needs to get all the vet he can. He needs to get out of range immediately, dropping into the red's not looking good, and it actually looks like Team 2's Rosanna is just going to go, yeah, that's fine, you can go home. That is perfectly fine with me. He's maybe will make it out of there. Again, advanced range and sensor package, so he's aware of troop movement for now. Very, very interesting. And I think Rosanna's going for the... No, he's going to fall south, so never mind. He's going to just cleave apart more of those mexes. Surprisingly, does not kill the comm off. Very interesting. And again, that's probably because he doesn't want to give another base to somebody. Because the more bases somebody has, the more mass they have, the higher they can, faster they can scale, all that sort of thing. So, and especially because there are some loyalists running around on Team 2 side of the map from Gingerbread Man. Team 2 doesn't want to give more mass to somebody and get more of a lead. Again, the leads in terms of mass income right now are 580 to 550, 600 or so. So it's not a crazy amount to be ahead, but getting another base of 70, 80 mass could make the difference of getting a bunch of T3 mexes online very, very quickly. But he's just going to be grateful that he can get out of there. He's going to sit there for a little bit, but ooh, that was very, very close to his death. And it could have almost been that not everybody made it past 20 minutes. So there's the knock on wood there for somebody, I guess. In the south, in similar situations, now back. Battlefront has retaken his little front line position here. And Katsu falling back, Luker falling back as well. We do have a Gingerbread Man in the middle trying to make some headway. A couple of Titans inbound to come say hi. Overcharge will one-tap that Titan, so there's really no concern with the other two. And there's a couple of bricks here for Team 1 as well, so that is not going to really be a huge concern. The Strat Bomber inbound from Team 2 going after the radar system. Nice grab there. The bomber will be shot down almost immediately after. So Team 1 loses some intelligence gathering, but honestly, not really worth the bomber considering there is another T2 position down here. Granted, this one was right here, so it's a little bit further in, but still, it's not as crazy as maybe taking out an Omni and a couple of T2 Nexus kind of thing. So it is a loss. It sucks for Team 1, but it's not unrecoverable essentially. And it does look like he's going for some AA emplacements to help assist with more dealings with those bombers and whatnot. Doulaha going after Katawunga. Doulaha at nano and gun, and Katawunga at no nano or stealth, just gun. We do have some units in the north here for him dealing with the forces from Doulaha. So he's dealing with a couple of escapee hoplites and rhinos, and it does look like they both kind of mutually go, yeah, it's fine, just go home. And they're going to split and go their separate ways down there. T2 air online here for him, and of course T3 land being propagated around everything. T1 units still breaking through. Looks like they're going to get some revenge on a Gingerbread Man for the mass exterminations he tried to carry out on this eastern side of the map. You can see a couple of those mechs being repaired as we speak. There is one T2 mechs. Maybe we'll go down. There's that T2 mechs. That should be fine. Air expansion efforts going down here for Team 1's Luker, but again, there's not that much to worry about. Maybe they'll grab that T2 mix and maybe that'll be it, and maybe they'll grab maybe that one, but the units are constantly running by. They're not staying to go after anything, so I don't imagine that they'll get much done anyways. Shield started in the north here for Suggermunner to get a nice little boost in 8,000 hit points, and Team 2 is kicking out Suggermunner for the last time, or the supposed last time. That's what they hope for, at least. Battlefront's forces grouping up on that little mech position here, maybe moving into Luker's position. This could be an interesting development because both the comms could easily help and intercept, and that should be enough to wipe out the little Percy force from both of the comms. Team 1 bombers over top, just again softening things up. Team D is the target. Looks like missiles are on the mines. Yes, they are, and the missile will be shot down, unfortunately, for Team 2. Not fortunately for Team 1. Oh, sorry. Fortunately for Team 1, unfortunately for Team 2. There we go. I said it right this time. TMD. Will it grab the missile? No, it won't in time. Look at that. The missile does land. He's going to build another TMD. I thought it would have grabbed it, but maybe not. We do see forces inbound from Katsu to deal with the slow-moving Perseus. The Harbingers, of course, are a little bit faster than all the mainline T3 units. Shield started here for Chap in the east, or at least the northeast, or whatever you want to call this section of the map. Quadrant 1, if you're X and Y coordinate aficionado, I guess. Nano repair started here for Gingerbread Man. Sensible choice there. Make sure he can stay alive just that little bit longer. And that's really it so far. Again, this game, not really the whole crazy nonsense that we like to see in the early game, but again, it goes for about 50 or so minutes, so I expect somebody gonna do something and somebody's gonna be upset about it. That's kind of how the way that most of these matches go. Missile inbound. Looks like it was going after some units, but the Katsu's forces move. ASF expansion efforts going down for both teams just to get as many of those birds in the sky. Team 1's eco starting to fall behind for Team 2. Team 2 920. Team 1 890. Again, it's constant back and forth. It's mainly probably just a couple of T2 mexes realistically. Shield heavy started here for Chap. Gonna get an additional 17,000 hit points on board. That's going to be very, very nice for him, staying alive longer, and he has the sensor package upgrade, so he has a little bit of a tiny bit of a heads up of where stuff might be inbound for his comm, so he's going to be able to hopefully escape if need be. The civilian structure in the southeast has been dealt with by Team 2, and the civilian structure in the northwest has not been dealt with, and maybe because it's the same color as Sigma, it kind of blends in with the environment, I guess. Katsu says kill, says that T2 mech's there. And Doulaha going to get some, actually, no, going to get ignored. The TMD was the target. Looks like the missiles want to be opened up. And I do like this from Battlefront. He sends in the bombers, and as the bombers are going in, right before they reach their target, he launches the missile. So if he can capitalize on it, it'll work. If he can't capitalize it, well, the missile was going to be shot down anyways. So I like that kind of, you're sending the bombers in as essentially the missile is inbound. So there's very little time for your opponent to respond and rebuild the TMD if it's the only one there. So lovely play there. But T2 transport stacking up, dropping off some Harbingers, or not. Maybe they're not. Where are they going? I don't know where they're going. No, those are T1s. I'm sorry, not T2. I don't know. When they're all stacked up like that, they look like T2s. Ras being built on Luker's comm in the middle. Again, kind of an interesting choice for a comm decently far forward. Attacks still materializing once again in the northeast for Team 1. And we have a couple of Luker's not Janus, but Corsairs going after a Titan. Those look like it killed off a couple of mass storages, but that's about it. Laser started on board Luker's comm in the middle of the map with Ras on board. Is he gonna? Did he build Ras to then help build the laser and then get rid of the Ras to build cloaking? Maybe. That is an interesting set of upgrades to say that. No, yeah, huh? Interesting. Anyway, definitely a interesting choice of comm upgrades there. At least the path where he went there, and then he's just gonna go back. I guess he's gonna go back. So yeah, look at that. In the south, we have Dullaha still trying to push on Team 2's front line. I feel like everybody's buying time for experimentals being constructed. Don't see anything as of yet. That's a Soothsayer. I don't see anything out from the northern players on Team 2. Oh, there is a crab starting here for Catawunga, so he's skipping the monkey phase, going for those lovely little crabs. There is a nice little Rambo Priesthood Commander drop off by Team 2's Catawunga, and that's going to kill off a decent amount of income here for Team 1's Dullaha. That's going to be very, very annoying. And it's the 400 per second nonsense regen, stupid, annoying T3 SACU. If you deal with those personally, they are annoying. Love to have them on your team. Hate to deal with them. But experimental is done for Razan. It looks like he lost his frontline base, but he's repairing it as we speak. Revenge, I guess, from earlier for Signal Runner. Doesn't he have the shield heavy on board? No, he just has the regular shield on board. But this little SACU killing off all the core mass for Dullaha. Team 1 staying at the same amount of income as Team 2 is, but that's going to slowly fall. T3 Mex is under threat, and that will be the end of that one, probably the end of that one, and maybe even the end of this. Again, now this this SACU is sitting at 418 hit points per second. So it, again, a little bit helps, but again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge percentage more, but you can see the bombers are going to really have a hard time of trying to kill him entirely. We have more Corsairs inbound. Drops him into the yellow, but look at that. He's back up into the green, back up down into the yellow. It just has to be constant damage to deal with this SACU. T1 PD being spammed up. Rambo preset still going. Another T2 Mex is dead. And another T2 Mex is dead. There's 3 remaining in this bunch. He may survive a little bit longer. 4-star vetted. Rambo preset commander. There is so many bombers, so many Corsairs over top, constantly raining in shots. Bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave is what he's got to do all day. He's got to dance like his life depended on it, because it actually does. It actually does depend on it. Looks like he may try to make a play for the water. It's 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Oh, he's just having a hard time down there. I don't want to focus on him too long because other stuff happens in the match, but there he goes. He finally dies, kicks the bucket, but look at that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mexes eliminated. It is a chunk of eco to lose. Not all for Dullaha, some of it for Katsu, but still, it is a lot of eco to lose. So nice play by Catawunga. The only thing he loses is, again, the mass income that he was getting a little tiny smidgen from the Rambo, and of course the mass cost of the unit. But it does give a little bit of mass to Team 1 to be able to reclaim that wreck. You know, it's 7,000 mass, sorry, 4,000 mass, so a little bit of, you know, some repayment, I guess, but not a crazy amount in terms of what was killed off. In the middle of the map here, Gingerbread Man being assaulted by the Harbinger and Serenity forces from Chap. Gingerbread Man has 3-star vet on board, has a suit, well, had a suit there. but does have a nice brick wall, which is falling behind the Cerberus PD wall. And he's going to get a lot of veterancy from this. He's probably going to get to maybe 4, if not 5, when he's done. He's building a crab. Definitely wants to keep that construction online, going as fast as possible and as long as possible. Team 1 Bombers inbound for that Megalith. We're not going to do a whole lot of work. There's some AA units nearby, but, you know, doing a little bit of damage to an experimental, not a crazy idea. Gingerbread Man now hitting a couple of shots into Chap's shield. Again, he has the heavy shield online, 25,000 hit points on board. He does not have nano capabilities. His opponent of Gingerbread Man is at 96. To the north, Monkey trying to run by. I don't know what it's doing up here. It's doing something. We have some Harbingers moving in to intercept said Monkey Lord. T3 artillery shot. The Crab still under construction. Corsairs inbound to snipe Chap's comm. They were built to deal with that SACU nonsense. 25,000 hit points just evaporated on board that comm. And they don't go for the kill. They're like, nah, it's fine. We'll go home. We did what we wanted to do. We drove you back. We showed that we could kill you, so now go away. I already killed an enemy eco of Katsu opponent and still no progress on his side, says Dulaha. Oh yeah, look at all the mechs is killed out for Kanawanga. Look at that. That is a lot of dead stuff down there. And air fight. Ooh, we're getting close. Team 1 definitely has the bigger ball. We'll see if that makes the difference or not. There is a couple of Corsairs in there to help distract a couple shots from those Wasps. It is a Cybran versus UEF affair in the air. So if that plays into any predictions and who's going to win the air deployment. 30 minutes on the clock. Sidney Runner still dealing with a couple of incursions from his opponent of Rosanna. Does have a crab online. Looks like he dealt with the Monkey Lord. Did take some losses though, but the Harbinger is scooping up the reclaim. So love to see that. It is a slow process as we see, but you know, a little bit is better than nothing. We do see Signal Runner being pushed back by the bricks. Ooh, this could be the first departure of the game. He's dropping hit points. He is at 5-star vet, so no boost in hit points to help recover quickly. Corsairs inbound to help assist from Luca. Kills off 2-3 of the bricks, essentially, and that should be enough to help alleviate. Excuse me, I'm frog in my throat or something. From Team 2, and there goes another brick. So he does get back home. Everybody makes it past 30 minutes. Love it to see. I don't know why my voice is just so goggly or whatever today. Anyway, Team 1 at 5 players left. Team 2 at 5 players left as well. Map control, I'd say roughly 50%. It's very much a back and forth affair. Income situation, Team 2 barely leading, but again, not by a crazy amount. Again, it's probably less than 100, maybe 100 at max. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It's, you know, it's very grateful to know that players and viewers and whatnot really enjoy my coverage of this very wonderful game that is Subcom. So thank you so much, and hopefully you are enjoying it. Signal Runner to the northwest, going for his shield heavy upgrade on board, giving him an additional 17,000 hit points. I don't know. Somebody would have to confirm for me if you can fully regen the shield on the regular shield upgrade if you finish the shield heavy upgrade, because he's done. He's at 8,000. He'll go immediately to 25. Because the Cybran shield upgrade system, if you go from, let's say, ED1 to ED2, it fully just, if you have the power, of course, that's a different story, but it fully charges the shield. So I wonder if it does the same thing for a comm. Somebody would have to let me know about that. But I would assume yes, but I could be wrong, because I never want to assume that I'm right. I just assume I am wrong and proven that I am right, or confirm that I am wrong. Anyway, frontline facility here for Katsu, not looking too hot. We do see that Dulaha has gifted everything over to his teammate of Katsu. He's going for a laser upgrade. Maybe he has to go, deal with his dog or whatever. So, or there's food at the door or something. So I guess he's gone. Maybe there was a comment in chat about it. Yes, donate them to Mega. Yeah, I don't. Take base. Game is down with that. Game is done with that. The game is so already going. Oh, okay. I guess he's just annoyed about stuff, I guess. So maybe not. Anyway, well, he's still in the game, but he's not really active for now. So we'll say 4v5. It's not an actual kill. So unless Doulaha actually comes back, I'll just say 4v5 for now, just as reference. But he is still alive for those that want to be aware of that. Drop Bomber is inbound to take out a couple of hit points on board the Megalith. The Colossus is not looking too good. That one eye is not providing a lot of vision for him now. He's kind of bloodied and just can't really see out of it. There he goes, falls to the ground. It probably will kill that Percy off as it walks by. Nuke is outbound from somebody, and it's actually outbound from Team Choose air player of Mimics. It is fired. It is going for the west. SMD not. Oh, it is loaded. So not only loaded once, it is loaded twice. And that will cover the air grid for Luker. So lovely play there. That Nuke looks like it's just going super slow. But it is a 20/20, which makes it seem like it's going slow, but it is going the normal speed. I just look at it sometimes and go, that looks like it's going slow. 2 megawatts down in the south for Team 2. 2 megawatts down and so up in the middle for Team 1. Monkey and Crab in the north for Team 2. Lots of experimentals starting to propagate around the map. Tons of Team 1 bombers trying to deal with this thing. Corsairs inbound to assist as well. And that Nuke is shot down. No kerfuffling around with the stupid SMD missing the nuke nonsense. Luker finishing another Crab here for himself and his team. Probably will donate that over to Luker. Not Luker, but to Gingerbread Man to micro that on the front line. Team 2, no experimentals online, trying to build a Colossus as we speak. Lots of Team 1 spam inbound from him. That's a lot of Team 1 spam. And we have the Crab in the south. A nice little Team 1 air grid. Small one at least, with a bunch of Team 1 power to help cut out the power consumption for building those bombers. Doulaha still building that upgrade. He's about almost 30 or something % done with the laser. So we'll see if he ends up dying because of the fact that there's a Crab inbound. But this was his original base. And I don't... Oh, the Crab will probably die right about here. There's a second Crab inbound down that's fully healed up. So I don't expect this base to live much longer. In the middle of the map, the Crabs are pushing in the north. The Crabs are pushing against the GC. The GC going to meet the Colossus, the Monkey Lord. Definitely the sensible choice there. Take out the weaker of the two experimentals first. I don't know if the Colossus will survive, unfortunately for it. There's a lot of firepower raining down on that chassis. Ooh, the Monkey will get some veterancy from this. There he goes. There is a couple of sniper bots back here. But, actually, no. The crash damage kills off the Colossus. The crash damage from the Colossus kills off the Monkey Lord, so even in death, he still serves. Those Dreadnoughts, they are a very, very deadly unit in Warhammer. Crabs pushing in, Monkey assisting the carving away of just the look at this spam facility online for Chap. There are more than enough 24 T1 facilities. There's 1 T2, and there's 6 T3. Oh, you can't. Sorry. Yeah, there's a couple back there. But lots of T1s. Lots and lots of T1s. But the north is collapsing. The south is kind of collapsing. The middle, though, is collapsing for Team 2. So while Team 1 is winning the middle, Team 2 is winning the edges of the map. We'll see if that works in Team 2's favor or Team 1's favor. They still have about 15 or so minutes on the clock. So it's not like anybody's out of this just yet. Drop Bomber inbound. I'm going to take out a brick or so. I don't really know if one bomb is going to make a huge difference, but, it could. Yeah, they're just really gearing for that air fight. Both teams really want to go for it, but they're like, I don't know. Give you an idea, Team 1's Luker sitting at 373, and Mimics sitting at 240. So there is a heavy in favor of Team 1, which is why Team 2 is being hesitant. But Fat Boy online in the south for Battlefront, producing his second one as we speak. Again, sending everything he has to the middle to help assist. Monkey Lord creating a little bit of a space for his team to work in carving out Chap. Again, there's a lot of spam, so it's just going to take a while for all these bricks and Crabs and everything to just carve away. It looks like Chap is on a transport going home. Definitely a smart play there. Nuke in the northeastern corner of the map. How is it looking? It is almost loaded. And Team 1 should have some more SMDs, but the north has now collapsed Signal Runner is on retreat. He does have a crab to his name, but his base is gone. Team 2 is winning the mass income game 2.2 to 1.8, 1.7. Not looking good long term for Team 1. Anything being built in the corners of the map somewhere. Another crab being built. And yeah, it's really looking like there's not a whole lot coming online for Team 1. They're really relying on the land invasion here. Team 2 has, again, the land invasion in the south and north. Mainly the north, but, you know, partially in the south. But this is going to be a huge concern. If these crabs can get all the way to the air grid and then the air win happens for Team 1, that's probably just going to be game right there. I don't think Team 1 is aware of where the nuke is located. They do not. That's going to be a little bit of a scavenger hunt there. Crab, 5-star vet. Crab, no vet. Crab, 2-star vet. Crab, no vet. Man, this guy's got a lot of damage dealt or destroyed or whatever. I always want to say damage dealt because that's what it looks like, but that's not actually the case. It's just mass killed or mass help killed. Monkey Lord hanging out. Looks like we're going to intercept the crab. Crab going to win that fight for Team 1 with the brick assistance. Nuke is outbound. Speaking of Nuke, and where is it going? That is a, you know, say, hey, what's going on over there? King. Don't see the nuke landing. Where's it going? It's going same direction, it looks like. Team 1 getting another SMD online. There's also one here for Gingerbread Man, and it is about to load. So we'll see if it actually shoots on the nuke. I couldn't tell if it was going for that base or not, so we'll see. Crabs being surrounded by Team 1 spam bombers as well as Team 1 spam units. Not looking good for that health of that crab or both of those crabs, actually. Here comes the nuke. It is going to drop. The SMD will not load in time. Barely 99% or 98%. Kaboom! Destroys the suits there, and the crab that was under construction will alleviate a little bit of the pressure that Team 2 is feeling in the middle. And it looks like Team 2 driving away the crabs. They're essentially funneling them into chap space. The air fight, it's got to happen at some point. 39 minutes on the clock. Oh, there, nope, there it goes. Not happening. Crab versus Colossus. Crab versus Crab. Monkey are going to intercept the crab, I would assume. This crab is probably going to die. This crab probably will die. Team 2 is going to get a hefty amount of reclaim from this GC and Mega North, says Rosanna. Looks like Team 2's just engineer spam for reclaim. Crab standing on top of the Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord can't move. Like, can you move, please? I'm squished. Oh, okay, you're gone. Okay, good. I can move now. And loses a chunk of hit points due to that crash damage from said crab. Strap Bomber inbound to help out a little bit. It looks like it might get shot down with only 100 hit points remaining. Ooh, 28. There it goes. Gets shot down by the Monkey's AA. And the Monkey will be eliminated. So Team 2 deals with the spam crabs and Monkey Lords from Team 1. Southern side has been roughly repaired. It does look like Rosanna is, not Rosanna, but Dulaha is still in the game. Still going for the laser upgrade, but does have a couple more mexes to his name to help fuel that upgrade. I have a conversation about maybe talking about the air player. Can you give me some mass? So those are just automated messages, or auto-generated messages, I should say. Nobody has died. 40 minutes. Again, technically Dulaha is out of the match for a little bit, but he's actually still texting or commenting, so there is that. So, you know, he's not out of the game. He's just kind of done microing, I guess, for the most part. We have counterattacks in the south. GC being assisted by a decent amount of Harbingers. This GC standing in the way of this GC. This GC somehow is not the target of the crab's aggression, so that's interesting. There is a brick or two coming in to assist, but that crab... Oh, no, nah, maybe he heard me through the ether or something. 2 more double shots, and that'll be it. There it goes. Oh, no, the GC barely survives. Less than 100, and he dies because the brick was shooting him. The Colossus grabbed the brick. The brick was shooting at the Colossus, and he died because of that. Teleporter started for Dulaha, so he has finished the laser upgrade. And it's going to take a very long time to finish that. Continuing the assault. Another crab inbound. This GC heavily damaged, so I don't think this attack will really work. Lots of AA, which will be nice for dealing with air units, but ground units not as much. They can fire on ground units, but they're just not as accurate as the... land compatriots. Tons of T2 mass FAFs being spammed up for Eco for Luker. Luker sitting at 864 mass income, and Dulaha at 24. Team 2, 2.5k. Team 1, 2k. And the Nuke is almost loaded once again. Mimic's going to hold up in this space, building his fat point. He's going to hide in the bit of the water in the northeastern corner. We have Team 2's Katawunga in the opposite corner for that side of the map for him. Nobody in the water. Oh, no, there's a small little pond that Gingerbread Man is hiding in. His head barely sitting underneath the surface. Are his spikes sticking out? No, so they're barely almost sticking out as well. GCs, crabs, and the whatnot still pushing back and forth, back and forth. Again, a big open area like this map makes it very difficult to get some consistent, okay, we fight down this lane, we fight down this lane. It's just kind of chaos everywhere. Satellite over to the top, which means UEF is doing UEF things. Second satellite has been started for Balfron. Go for game ender. Razana says Chap. We'll see what he ends up going for. I mean, I doubt he'll go. I mean, he could go for Scathis, which this might be a match. The shield grid has been started, at least on the air grid, but the Scathis is not actually a bad option because there's not a ton of shielding. One base is essentially dead. Another base has no shielding. Another base has a tiny bit of shielding, and this base, of course, has no shielding. So the Scathis can get a lot of work done. So we'll see if he actually goes for it or not. I'm just looking if there's anything else. Air expansion efforts still, of course, going on. 500 ASFs versus Mimics 300. So it's 200 more ASFs for Team 2 than Team 1. Sorry, Team 1 than Team 2, which is we own air for Team 1. But neither player wanting to use or risk or anything. And I feel like, I mean, obviously we know everything because we have all vision and all that stuff. But Team 1's Luke are not wanting to take the risk. And I don't blame him because whoever wins the air fight might win the game. So both players are like, I don't want to give any sort of advantage to the other player, so I'm just going to keep my ASFs. If I'm in limbo, then he's essentially in limbo, and then it kind of just nullifies both of that. Still constantly trading down in the south there for Team 1 and Team 2. ASFs online also for Katawunga. Doesn't have that many, but he does have some of his own, so it's nice to be able to respond to Team 1 bomber threats, essentially. The crab will shoo away the Colossus. Colossus will not get out of range. No, it will not. And that'll be the end of that attack for Team 1. Nuke says Razana. So Luker has his own nuke, and he's building some mass fabs to help fund it. It's 2 power, 2 mass, which cuts down the price at least a chunk. Love to see that from him. Usually we see all power for the most part, but he's going for more of a split. The only downside, of course, with this is it's very explosive. Another nuke inbound from Team 2. Don't know where it's going. There's SMDs around this whole situation, so I'm not going to go for that. Are they going to go for this base, maybe? Luker is in the middle of Katsu's base. There is no SMD here. And, yeah, it looks like they're going to go for him. Luker, of course, he should be, I don't know. Lasers over the top going after some T3 mexes. No, it looks like there is an SMD en route. Oh, is it? Wait, hold on. Is it loaded? No, it is not. Ooh, that's not great. Maybe it's going to just drop right here. Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. Because it didn't look like it was going for Katsu's base, but we'll see. It does stay right here. So, what was that? 4 mexes dead, plus an Omni and a Soothsayer. Kaboom! That's another successful nuke landing. Nuke has killed off 139,000 mass. Again, that's partly due to that crab that was sitting there. But great nuke so far here for Team 2. There's only been a couple of them, but hey, they have been good nonetheless. We have 5 crabs inbound. Team 2 has a lot of spam and 1 GC over here. There's a fat boy over here. There's a fat boy down here. Another fat boy, another fat boy, another fat boy. Another satellite inbound from Balfron. So not looking good for Team 2's southern, sorry, Team 1 southern side. Not looking good for Team 2's northern-ish side, more middle north. There are 2 Monkey Lords and 2 crabs to the north as well for Razana. And he will go for the Scathis. Already 25% done with that. Lots of T3 Pigeons, which I don't agree with the placement there. It's very volatile. I don't know. You could probably get some sort of chain reaction, maybe. It's not. They're not next to one another entirely to be able to cascade like an air grid does. but definitely not a good situation to be in. So a couple of bombers go in there, and this is not a fun time. Not good. Nuke, of course, is loading. Nothing else crazy. The ASF's not engaging is just really interesting to me. We have Katsu running around. I don't know if they're trying to laser him from the sky, but maybe. I don't know. Oh, maybe they are going to go after him. Who knows? Yeah, it looks like the satellite's going to go after him. Wow, that's not going to feel good here for him. There's 2 of them over the top of him. And not good. He's going to go for that shield line that he's building right here, which should be fine for now. 8,000 hit. Ooh. Ooh, not looking good. Ooh. We have to go back to the middle because stuff is going on over there, but that could be the first kill of the game to satellites. That's going to hurt. I'll keep my little reticle on him and try to zoom in while holding down the middle mouse, so we try to keep track of the hit points on him. He's falling into the yellow. Okay, I have to go back to him now. He does make it underneath the shielding, so I'll keep him alive a little bit longer, but he's essentially stuck there for now. We have crabs pushing in. We have just not a lot of defenders for Team 2, at least in like big, bulky ones. Shield being regened on board the comm. He's almost done with teleporter, so 46 minutes and telemaser comm almost online for Team 1's Dullaha. And it looks like the satellites are going away. Nuke is outbound. This time it is still from Team 2. And will you go for the land army? No, you're going for this space. For Gingerbread, there is no SMD. That's going to be a big oversight there. 46 minutes on the clock. And the crabs are still inbound. Fat Boy trying to help alleviate some of that pressure, but it's just not going super well here for Team 2, at least in terms of the experimental game. They have the income. Team 1 is catching up, though, with 2.6 to 2.8. Nuke is, of course, reloading, of course, because why not? Scathis is in the green. And here comes the nuke. It is going to land. And that's not going to be a good thing here for Team 1's crab's construction. The crab should be fine, actually. ASFs are moving out of range, of course, because why not? Kaboom! Wipes out all those pigeons, and he gets on the transport and goes, nope, see a bot. Actually, he almost gets on transport, but Dullaha control Ks. He wanted to build the teleporter and go, nah, I'm good. And that's the first casualty of the game, technically. And we kind of, wrote him off a little bit just because he wasn't really gave all his stuff over and kind of didn't really do anything. But that's the official first departure of the game. Not the first kill, by no means the kill. And he goes question mark to all. He finished the teleporter and then control K. So he's confused about that question mark. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is kind of weird that. I mean, you would think if he finished the teleporter that he would just stay with the match and try to do something else with it, but I guess not. I don't know if there's like a... No, there's no way it's like a... You have to keep your comm moving thing, kind of like some games where you can't just sit idle. But I don't... This game... what was that now? My but games say I am dead, and then my ACU... Oh, yeah, so he's even confused about it. So he did not trigger that. The game did that? That's very weird. Really weird. Anyway, we have a crab and a monkey lord inbound. Scathis is online and getting some defenses online immediately. And but Razana says help. ASFs, are they going to go for it? Oh, they got to go for it at some point. And there they go. Here's the air fight we've been waiting 48 minutes for. And it looks like Team 2 gets the better engagement, it looks like. Looks like Team 2 has more, actually, so not really good for Team 1's Luker. That's a lot of purple and orange just festering with one another. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe just the ASF triangles were just stacked on top of one another. It's not looking good for Team 1, though. Yeah, that's definitely an air win for Team 2. And here comes some experimentals inbound. Scathis is moving. We hardly ever see the Scathis actually move, but gotta good now send something for Razana in the mix. See that crab inbound. It's like move. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. It is very weird that Dullaha did die. Which is like, not even just die, just Control K for some reason. I don't know why. Artillery done here for Team 2's Katawunga. Air win goes to Team 2. So Team 2 has artillery, Team 2 has air, Team 2 has game ender. I don't remember it being a highlighted. Oh, no, that's right, because the Scathus is technically a unit, so it's a circle, not a square. That's why there's that white kind of corners around it. Megalith being poked and prodded at by some of those whalers, and Monkey Lord trying to figure out what the heck's going on over here. Do they know? They know. They see the Scathus. They're hunting it. And I think it's in the water time. And Rosanna's like, come this way, come this way. I will lead you to safety. I will lead you to safety. Oh, well, that's not what I meant to do. Dang it. Why is there just that death icon? That's really weird. There it goes. It was showing the death icon for Dullaha. And there he is. He's like, the Monkey Lord is chasing us. The Monkey Lord is chasing us. Team 1 bomber is actually really coating that thing in fire. Look at that. Rosanna's base is not looking too good. Rosanna going to try to head it off with the passive way with some overcharge, but it's not going to matter because the bombers have got it. And in the southwest, it looks like Katsu Control Cage. He's like, nope, the game's over. And his base is being torn asunder by satellites and crabs. We have a nuke inbound going for the the Novax's Battlefront doesn't have an SMD. So either it was taken out or he never had one to begin with. He's going to lose all but maybe that one. Maybe he'll actually lose that one. Kaboom! No, he won't lose it, but he'll lose all of the engineers. That was a nice little explosion there. That one nuke killed off 127,000 mass. Did I forget to build SMD? I queued it. Says Battlefront. And the crab has been dealt with. The Scathus is saved. And it will now launch volleys at Luker's base. And I don't think there's going to be a lot more that Team 1 can do at this point. 50 minutes on the clock and climbing. And shielding not that strong. Pigeons are going to get... Ooh, there's a nice cascade there. Ooh, just right down the line. And Team 1, Sigma they leave the game. And that is a win for Team 2. I will say this. No actual kills happened in this game. We have Katsu Control Kane just because he was done with the match. He knew the direction that was going to happen. Dullaha Control Kane, we don't exactly know why. He was confused by it. So no idea there. And nobody died on Team 2. So that's a flawless game with essentially no kills. So very interesting game, very different game. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching to the very end. And thanks for dealing with my weird throat nonsense thing. I don't know why. I'm not sick or anything. Maybe just haven't drank enough water or something today. Maybe that's what it is. But again, thanks so much for watching to the end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.